Welcome to Fieldsports Britain, coming to you this week from the IWA Gun Trade Show in Nuremberg. Coming up, a Boar bonanza, the blade trade, a rifle so expensive it's being guarded by gladiators, Chinese water deer, rifle scopes, foxes, and so much more. First, Europe's addiction with wild boar. This footage was playing on big screens and it was the talk of the show. A German princeling, practically a professional boar hunter, stops 7 animals in their tracks. It may not sit well with some people, but his marksmanship cannot be questioned. The film has gone viral on YouTube, and sales of aim-point scopes and Zeiss rifles have soared as a result. The drive takes place in Hungary, where the producers can guarantee the volume of boar. How long did it take you to film this?
This was filmed in different occasions, but in general I would say 7-8 days in total.
And what sort of size wild boar days were they? It looks like you're shooting a lot of animals.
Yeah, we're shooting quite a big bag there, but it is quite normal in Hungary because you have huge areas where they manage a very big population of only wild boar, and then they have other areas for red deer and other areas for fallow deer and so on. So we were focusing on the wild boar here in this movie.
And so what would be a typical day if you were a gun in Hungary? How many would you see? How many might you shoot?
Per person or by the group?
Per person.
Yeah, per person. If you're lucky, you will at least minimum shoot 1. Then you have a good day. But then it can be, I mean, you can shoot up to 10 wild boars in a day. Depends on how skilled you are and how well trained you are. Because they will come in a group, you can manage to shoot maybe 2-3 out of a group if you're very skilled. And then there are the exceptional shooters like Franz Albert, who's in the movie, who shoots, he can shoot out of 10 in a group, and that's top end. But normal hunters should be able to shoot 1 to 3 in an average day.
What was your best day while you were filming?
I shot during that day 17 wild boars in 4 different beats, so that was a good day.
Every European gun manufacturer worth its salt makes rifles for boar, but they also make shotguns for pheasants. I asked the question, pheasant or boar? Now you make both rifles and shotguns. You like both sports. If you had to choose one, bird shooting or wild boar, which would it be?
Don't ask me that. I would go for the wild boar shooting.
There's a gun for every occasion at IWA. This one's got an 8x57 barrel on one side and a 20 bore on the other, so you don't have to go home between your grouse and your red stag. It costs 30,000 quid. There's a rather more expensive gun on this stand that requires a gladiator to guard it. Okay, Axel, this is a fairly expensive rifle, am I right?
That's right. That's the most expensive rifle Souren Son has made so far.
Have you sold it?
Yes, we did.
How much?
Around £200,000.
Wow.
Yes.
Who bought it? Are you allowed to say?
It went to Italy, of course, because this rifle shows a Roman scene.
Yeah.
And it's called the Gladiator.
Right. That explains this guy over here, yeah?
Of course. and he has to look after the rifle.
Can you just talk me through some of the features on some of the bits on it?
Okay. This scene shows some fight of gladiators.
That's just there.
Yeah, it's all engraved, and as you can see here, the aqueduct is the open side of that rifle.
Yes.
And as you can see here, it ends up in front of the side. That's the open side of it.
Yeah.
And if you want to use a scope, you just take that lid off.
Oh my goodness.
And this shows where the mount will come in.
Now, I want to have a look at the bit on the grip here, which is not something we're used to in the UK.
This is the helmet of a gladiator.
Yeah.
And of course, there is some special feature in here as well. As you can see, there is another guy looking at you.
Hidden inside.
Yes.
An original
Roman. That's the face of that gladiator.
We have a programme in the UK called the Antiques Roadshow. This is a bit like that.
Yes.
It's already an antique, although it's a brand new rifle.
Yeah.
Would you use this in Africa or would you use it in Europe for boar?
Well, it's a caliber 375 Holland and Holland. You could use it for hunting purposes in Africa as well as in Germany or any other place in Europe for wild boar hunting.
So these are the new range of hunting rifles from Anschutz, the target specialists. Now, if you have wild boar and you want to keep them close, we found something that's a cross between Fatal Attraction and Just Juice.
Well, what we've done in the States, we have pigs as well, and so we've created in the States attractants, apple attractant, corn attractant. They love corn, we feed them corn. Also grape, which is our swine wine, the grape, and it actually smells really pungent of grape, as well as the apple smash smells like a bushel of apples times 10. And what it does, it attracts the pigs. The pig's nose is incredibly sensitive and they smell very much. So whenever they're foraging, they'll smell the apple or the corn or the swine wine, the grape, and they'll come to it.
How are you judging the success of the attractant?
In Florida, for example, a lot of game farms there, they have corn feeders for their deer, their turkey, and then the pigs, of course, are there. They're having problems with the 400-pound pigs coming in and knocking their corn feeders down. So they really like the grape down there, believe it or not. So they'll dig a hole outside of the corn feeder and put the grape on it, and the big pigs will start smelling that, and they'll beat all the little ones off, and so they'll start killing all the big ones that are knocking the corn feeder over. We've got story after story like that. So really judging it is the fact of just using it and seeing that it works. Whenever you pour this stuff on the ground in the dirt, and you come back a month later and there's a hole in the dirt that big, and there's pigs everywhere, that means it works.
From gladiators getting stuffed in the Colosseum to another stuffed shirt, it's David on the Fieldsports Channel News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Britain News. The Scottish Gamekeepers Association has launched a fight back against politicians in the Scottish government who they claim want to wipe out the country's deer. Some Scottish politicians believe that a massive deer cull will lead to a collapse in the value of estates. The SGA warns that ill-conceived conservation projects will cause permanent devastation. In related news, Scottish Natural Heritage has launched a survey to find out what people think about the work they've done so far. The SGA is encouraging Scottish gamekeepers, farmers, stalkers and recreational shooters to take part. Visit www.yresearch.org.uk/SNH Wildlife. A charity shooting event celebrating the life of Jack Jay's Blackburn has raised £3,500. The long-range shooting day was hosted by Chris and Pippa Blackburn from UK Gunworks at a grouse moor in the north of England. It was all in aid of the Northampton General Hospital Charitable Fund. Jack was just days short of his first birthday when he fell ill. The prize giving included some top-end Zeiss optics, meals, kit, and was supported by friends, family and customers, many of whom had known Jack. If you would like to make a donation, please email donate@jackjaysblackburn.co.uk for more information. There's another big fox. This time it's from Wales. Thomas McCarthy shot a 36-pound dog fox near Newport in Gwent. The new British record, established earlier in 2012, is 38 pounds shot by Aberdeenshire farmer Alan Hepworth. A Somerset dairy farmer who spoke out in support of the badger cull has condemned animal rights campaigners whom he accuses of poisoning his milk and burning down his barns. Stuart Thomas's herd tested positive for bovine tuberculosis for the first time in February, prompting him to speak out to his local newspaper in support of the pilot badger culls. Within days, he believes animal activists started targeting his farm. While police say there does not appear to be a link at this stage, they call the offences extremely serious. And finally, you know when you've made it when you've got your own mug. Adam Steed and Jim Allen wrote in to say how much they've grown to love Roy Lupton since Fieldsports Channel broke onto our web waves. And as Jimmy Savile has now sadly passed away, they want us to fix it for them to meet the great man. They also add they do have girlfriends. As if that makes any difference. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Britain News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.
Thank you, David. Now, the most exciting thing about Iwa is the new kit that's heading to shops near you in 2012. We're on the Zeiss Sports Optics stand, a massive double-decker, and we're talking to the top man about making it visible. Ralph, we are at Iwa, and this is the first chance the world has had to look in Europe at your new range. Can you tell me what we got here?
Now, here it is, our brand new Victory HT. This is the brightest rifle scope we have ever built, and you know Zeiss is already bright. This comes up to 95% light transmission, and not only bright, it has the finest illuminated dot in the world, which is super bright. So this is an outstanding rifle scope. This comes together with our brand new Victory HT. This is the brightest binocular in the world.
So you had a chance to try out the package?
I had the chance. I was stalking UK on Chinese water deer and muntjac, and it was a great opportunity.
It's already been a successful morning. Ralph Neighbour and Stefan Buring from Zeiss Sports Optics have both bagged a muntjac buck in Bedfordshire. This little deer is a particular favourite with German hunters, but this visit, filmed in November, is extra special. A new range of Zeiss optics are getting their first ever outing before the official launch at the gun trade show Iwa. Ralph has the first scope and binoculars off the production line from the Zeiss HT Victory range. He is confident this high transmission glass technology will keep the competition in the dark.
Brand new, just came out of production. It's really the first sample. You see here, the first sample we did. Cost a hell of money, but we wanted to have it here to test it. Also to get a feeling how is he handling. This is our new successor for the FL binocular. It's our Victory HT. HT, similar idea. High transmission glass inside from shot. That is the brightest binocular in the market. Nobody will be brighter. Point. Statement. You see it if you look through. We might be able to reach over, but at least up to 95% light transmission.
We've already shown Stefan using the new Conquest HD binoculars. They were launched at the 2012 SHOT Show in Las Vegas. It's not often that a manufacturer offers such a lot of new products in such a short time. It means exciting times for Zeiss's UK distributor, Mark Kahn.
That's what you wait for, because, you know, people love new products. Yeah, I work for Zeiss, but this new HT, Victory HT line, just surpasses everything for brightness. And we've also got a mid-price binocular. So we've got 3 new products. I haven't known 3 new products at the same time in the same year for many years. So it's all go now. So we're really looking forward to it.
After everyone has had a chance to play with the shiny new optics on the range near Zeiss Pro Stalker Paul Childerley's stalking ground, we head off with Ralph and Paul to see if we can get a Chinese buck before dark. We stalk through a number of areas, working through woodland and open fields. On several occasions, Paul tells Ralph to get ready on the sticks. This Chinese water deer is in thick cover and successfully avoids the crosshairs. In the denser woodland we make out shadows, but we want to hold off for a good buck. Paul brings out the Butterlow call to see what it will deliver. It worked like a dream this morning. An inquisitive doe shows herself and stands her ground just 20 yards from us. It really is a wonderful moment when you can just stop, keep still and stare. This is all very well, but where is our Chinese water deer buck? Paul suggests settling in a high seat for half an hour. This delivers nothing, so with light fading fast, it's back to the open fields, which is when Ralph spots a buck. The camera has no chance, but Ralph takes an excellent shot. Paul is happy with the result.
Yeah, well done, Ralph. This is a gold medal Chinese, like similar to the one you shot before. Good shot, taken just on the edge of darkness, which is, you know, ideal really, just to catch him just before he went out of reach. But yeah, good shot, well done.
Perfect. Thanks for guiding, man.
No, thank you, well done. We worked hard for this today.
Yeah, you did. with your normal eyes you didn't see anything, and through the binoculars and the rifle scope it was bright. was a very nice hunt, and you see our 2 prototypes did a fantastic job. The brightest binocular, the brightest rifle scope, that's a proof.
So you knew it was a gold medal, did you?
Yes.
It couldn't have gone better for Ralph and Paul and the new Zeiss Victory HT range. A vital piece of kit that occupies thousands of square feet here is the humble knife. Sporting rifle editor Peter Carr spots a new range that really cuts the mustard.
Hi Bill, so what's behind the innovation for this range?
It's a great question, Pete. A couple of years ago, we went out and followed a bunch of hunters, young athletic hunters, asked them, what is the perfect knife? What's the perfect product you guys use in the field?
Yeah.
So we actually went with about 3 different guide services and watched them, focused what they did, and then designed something that we thought was very creative and innovative in the marketplace, and really different and new. So we came up with the Myth line. At first we go with the Myth Fixed Blade Pro. Gut hook.
Okay.
It's got a grippy handle. It's got a full tang. When you actually hold it, actually it's a balanced product in your hand. So you feel that right there.
It's very good. I didn't know.
Yep. And then one thing we saw in the field that they were always using, they were always sharpening their knives.
Yeah.
They have a separate sharpener and the knife. So we introduced a new sharpening method where every sheath has a sharpener on the backside. It's a carbide, set at 30 degrees. And it's just a fantastic, wonderful, very quick job to get done.
It's clear that there's been some hunting kind of input to this. So obviously you've developed.
Yeah, we follow them a lot. We went back to them many times, say, is this the right size, is this the right shape, the right balance? So we did like 3 or 4 different times we went out and actually we dialed it in. So this is the best product that we come out with for the hunter.
Certainly caught my eye. So when Kevin showed me around originally,
And that knife there actually was really surprising to us because a lot of the guides use small knives. They don't want to carry large knives out there. So we make a small little fixed blade like a Perry knife in your kitchen. Again, full tang, flexible, very flexible blade, doesn't break.
Yeah.
Can do anything from caping.
There's enough flex in there for filleting even.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what I liked about this was for a general field knife for punching rabbits, breasting pigeons, and when it's buddied up with a gut hook knife on the field combo, it's absolutely perfect for taking out the backside of the deer.
Yep.
And the length, but even actually grallicking a deer is absolutely perfect. Yep. So it was clear to me that there was some thinking from a hunting perspective behind this.
And so Pete, we took these products, the little small fixed blade and the gut hook, and combined it with a piggyback sheath.
Yeah.
And said, hey, look, you can carry this one product. You have a sharpener, you have 2 knives. You can do anything from caping to gutting to field dressing, anything you want with one unit.
Absolutely.
And always stay sharp. So it's absolutely fantastic.
And the field dress piggyback combo here, the retail price for this in the UK?
I understand it's about £99 in the UK.
And it's absolutely fantastic.
Across the hall is Leatherman. They're hopping up and down about a new version of their highly popular multi-tool. One of them so simple you can use it one hand behind your back, the other one's been on a diet.
So this is the new rebar that's going to be coming out in about 2 months. It'll start shipping from the States worldwide. And it's kind of the extension of our classic super tool look and feel, but it's a little bit slimmer. So you can see it's going to fit nicely into a pocket, but you're still going to have all the basic tools that you need to really do a good day's work. A nice blade, some screwdrivers, file, another blade on this side. It's the first time that we've put the replaceable wire cutters into a 4-inch tool, and by that we mean the platform of the tool itself. So that will be coming out in, like I said, about 2 months, looking at about 70 pounds. The Leatherman OHT, which stands for one hand tool. And this tool can be, as it states, opened with one hand. And you just give it a flick there. And it's got a sprung plier, so that's very new for a one-handed opening plier on the market. We took it a step further, and everything on the tool can be opened from the outside. So that's something new to this one-handed plier concept. So I can do this and just open up my strap cutter like so. Everything locks. And this will begin shipping in about the end of August, beginning of September. So on shelves in the UK about a month after that. Looking at about 95 pounds or so.
The gun trade is doing pretty well this year. The point about this show is to show new kit. Here's one gun maker that's a victim of its own success. Sean, lovely looking gun, the K80 Parcours from Krieghoff. Slightly embarrassing that it's sold out already for the whole of this year, isn't it?
It's right, yes. There was a production run coming to the UK of around 60 guns and worldwide about 120. And yes, they're all sold. So if you want one, if you get them now or wait for another year or so.
Now, Krieghoff make clay guns.
They make clay guns.
This is not entirely a clay gun.
This gun is probably one of the first sporter design guns that it also feel home in the field as well, which is obviously a great advantage for a lot of shooters that like a single gun. And certainly in England we do a lot of game shooting, and people like something they can go and shoot on a Sunday a few clays, and then on Saturday shoot a few pheasants as well. And this gun is now in the weight sector, which is a direct comparison to a lot of the other competitors, and they'll feel at home with it.
Sheep are getting bigger, but so are foxes. It's Team Wild TV.
Right, here we go. There's 3 of us shooting tonight. Well, potentially shooting. So, for the first shot to be taken, we draw the cards. One's got driver on it, one's got shooter on it, one's got lamper on it. So, it's how it trots. It's all down to fate. Go on in, you can go first, sir. Middle for diddle. The shooter is God.
The main aim of this evening is to try and find a fox that's making a right nuisance of itself at a local golf course. Plus, there's the added bonus of spotting some rabbits along the way. Once again, I'm using the night sight, this time on top of my Ruger 7717. It's fundamentally changed the way I approach shooting at night, with or without a lamp.
So we'll just have a scout around for a bit, and as soon as we see something, then I'll load the rifle and we'll take the shot then. It gives you an idea of just how clear the picture is through this night sight.
This is what Team Wild really enjoys doing. Each of us knows what's expected of the other, and it's a great way to spend an evening with your mates. We even get the chance to grab a takeaway. When we do lock onto the rabbits, they're incredibly skittish. But eventually some sit just right for me.
And he's down.
But there's doubt in the ranks about the distances I'm shooting.
This was a pretty good shot, now the guys won't say that. Probably about 110, 115 yards. Would you agree with that? 25. And it decreased on 25 yards. Now 25 yards is as low as it gets. So the great thing is when we've been driving around with the night sight, as you can see, the boys have had the red lamp out there trying to pick out the eyes. I've had the night sight on, but the rifle completely unloaded, bolt open. And I've been able to pick up a lot more movement. Now there are actually quite a few rabbits out there, but they seem to be shot pretty hard. So that as soon as they hear the engine note, as soon as they hear the engine or feel the vehicle coming along the ground, they're heading for the hills, they're gone. So luckily I could see their eyes, I could see where they were running to, just quick tap on the roof, and I took a shot. So a few more to go, but so far the night sight's proving invaluable.
Time to focus on foxes. We fire up the fox caller and Steve gets into position. No opportunity here, but squeaking on the edge of a woodland on another patch of ground does provoke a response. A muntjac buck appears in the beam, which of course we admire, but let walk on. Then we catch some eyes to the left of it. Keith is the man with the rifle. He hits the dog fox hard with the Ruger M77 and it drops on the spot. It's been a very long night, but eventually we got what we came for. The golf club will be happy their fairways and greens are fox free.
So it's been a great night. We've worked pretty hard, we've been to quite a few of our favourite spots, but we've not seen as much as we'd liked. We've got 3 cracking rabbits and a fantastic fox that Keith took there on last knockings. I'd say it's slightly unlucky because we'd actually spotted a muntjac buck in the wood there in the lamp. And as Steve started squeaking, the fox appeared behind it, and it was very unlucky because Keith's got the rifle, and that's not normally the result when Keith's shooting. But it's been a great night, like I say, 5 hours in the saddle, a lot of hard work, but looking forward to coming out again tomorrow night.
For more information on the Ruger rifles, visit www.vikingarms.com, and to find out more about the night sight, visit www.nightsight.co.uk. Team Wild TV will be back next Wednesday, visit www.teamwild.tv.
Well, we're back next week, and if you're watching this on YouTube, don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button that's somewhere up there on the screen above me, or go to our website, fieldsportschannel.tv, scroll down to the bottom, pop your email address into our constant contact form box, and we'll constantly contact you, or click to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and we'll send you news of our programme every week. This has been Fieldsports Britain, and I am going shopping.